Get sex, get sex, get sexy sex, want sex. Get sex, get sex, get sexy sex, want sex. Are you sick? You need your ex. You need sexy sex, want sex. Get sex, get sex, get sexy sex, want sex.
66.6 The Horror. Welcome to the podcast where we address, stress, and obsess over everything that is horror. For today's episode, I will be your foreman, Hell's Hooligan, and as always, I'm joined by a couple of sexy bitches. Ow, ow! To my right, the man with the diabolical plan, Evil Eddie.
God to ya.
And to my left, the dude who eats people as food, Lynn Leatherface.
When Irish eyes are smiling, 'tis like a morning spring. When I come around, I'm going to bite off your peen.
Ouchie.
Yep. Or maybe I'll pinch your peen. I'll give you a little pin peaching.
A little pain venture.
I'll do it too.
I'll do it. And I'll do it.
I'll do it too.
And I'll like it.
And I like every second of it.
All right, boys. Today we've got a very special Lepisode for you. See what I did there? It's an episode about a leprechaun. It's a Lepisode. It's the Lep Ep, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm throwing
What
down.
was better than them Lepisodes? Bunch of rug munching bitches. Cut that part out, did you? Don't talk about it.
No, but in all seriousness, today is a very special episode. Why? Why, you ask?
Why?
Did you ask?
I'm asking why.
You're asking why. Are you asking why?
I was
as well?
thinking why, but I didn't ask it.
I read your...
I was thinking why.
I was thinking why.
Well, I can't hear your thoughts, Eddie, can I?
You know,
So
just,
spit it out, you little
Takes for
fucker.
nothing, Eddie.
Well,
Takes for
thanks for nothing. I've heard that girl's been clubbed more times. God damn it, we've watched Caddyshack too many times.
yeah.
All right, so today is a special episode.
And a happy holidays to ya.
And a happy holiday. So this is part of our happy horror holidays. Can we let's change it to that.
Happy horror holidays.
horror holidays.
Happy horror holidays. Happy herb holidays. Yeah, and if anybody's Irish that's listening to this, I'm sorry.
No, we mean nothing the way
It ain't mean nothing, but
Hey, boy, you're Irish?
yeah.
Ah, I thought so, because when I saw you, my penis was doubling. my penis is doubling.
His beans are Dublin. That's funny.
It's from a movie. I can't take credit for that.
Just take credit for it.
Okay.
You wrote the movie, didn't
Yeah.
you? Back when you were a young little lad.
I brought some phlegms in my time.
some film. Hey, you know what? This thing's been going really good, man. We want to give a shout out to all the listeners out there.
Fuck yeah.
1,200 listens already.
1,200.
1,200.
I think you missed a zero. I think it's
Yeah.
120,000.
Right, that's what
Yeah,
it was.
it was 120,000.
120,000.
That's insane, man.
We
I can't
are
believe.
viral.
We are on fire. So thank you guys for listening and keep it up, man. Spread the fucking word.
Yeah, we can't thank you enough. Really.
Yeah, cool. All right, so you know what? Let's before we start talking about this movie, because man, this movie is fucking.
What are we talking about?
We are talking about the 1993 film Leprechaun.
Oh,
all right, because it is St. Patty's Day.
Are we just going to skip the 1991 film?
It was filmed in 1991
You-
and then it came out.
Stop it. Quit trying to confuse us.
Yeah, you
man.
fuck! Get the fuck out!
All right, you then.
Oh, but it's a good little bit of trivia. And we'll definitely touch on that.
We will touch on that.
There's some good trivia surrounding this movie.
No, man, you know what? I'm extremely excited about covering Leprechaun.
Yeah.
This is absolutely my favorite horror film of all time.
Yeah.
You know, when we did Halloween, we talked about that's our favorite franchise, and it is. But Leprechaun for
This
me,
one is numero uno.
this is the one. This is the one. So I'm very stoked that we are covering this shit, especially given the fact that it is St. Patrick's Day. So,
Yeah.
very cool.
Found
All
shit.
right, but let's go into a few cool things real quick before we start talking about the movie. Let's talk about some news. What's going on in the fucking horror world?
News. We open up our news with very sad news, actually.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I know. Max von Sydow passed away at 90. Man,
Rest in peace.
yeah.
That is sad.
It
That
is.
Yeah, sad news.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Now, does anyone know, was he frequent at the circuit, the horror film circuit? Did he go around? Did he
Not that I'm
distance
aware of,
himself
no.
from
Horror
that
movies
movie?
is not his thing.
No, because
Yeah.
I think he's more widely known for Seventh Seal and
He was in Flash Gordon, wasn't he?
yeah, Flash Gordon.
He was a
so
villain.
he never
He was a villain.
did anything with like anniversary and went around. And
Maybe
like
he did, but he was in 200 movies.
Gosh, really?
200 fucking movies.
Wow, that's a pretty good
So-
legacy there.
Yeah, no. 90 years old. I think he made the most of it, so good
Certainly.
for him.
Yeah.
Good for him, man. Yep.
Yeah, so other news. Let's talk about something that, maybe people in the future, like 100 years from now, might be, wanting to hear about. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just kind of put things in perspective. Donald Trump is our president right now. The Kansas City Chiefs just won the Super Bowl,
Hey-o.
and the
Yep.
Houston Oilers are in some major hot water.
The Astros?
Yeah.
The Oilers.
No. Why the fuck did I say Oilers?
I don't really.
that
That
was
was really
really
awkward how you
awkward
said
way you
that.
said Oilers.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
well, that terrifying at you. I was gonna say, why don't we give our very, very early predictions on how we feel? Let's give our thumbs up, thumbs down, and maybe just briefly talk about why we think it's gonna be a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
I see what
That's
you're
so
like,
the only
I like
thing
that.
we know so far is that Damien Leone and David Howard Thornton will be reprising their role as director and main actor, respectfully. And Felissa Rose has signed on for this.
Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
So that's all I know.
Wow, that's cool that she's going to be in it. Okay, so I'm going to give a prediction. I'm going to go ahead and say that it's going to be a thumbs up because the last one was a big thumbs up. This one, I predict that we're going to hear Art the Clown speak.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I was going to be bold and be like, I'm going to give it a thumbs down because I think they're going to rehash a lot of the same stuff and not get creative. But I'm going to change my mind real fast. I'm going to give it a thumbs up because it has that many people involved that were involved with the original. I think that's good enough grounds. I think that it's going to go Origins.
Ooh, a prequel.
We don't know much about this guy, and I don't want to know a lot about him.
Yeah.
But I think that's, again, we've talked about that with Myers, right? It was the best when you knew little.
Yeah.
And I think that if they do it right, they could still leave it a bit more into mystery. But even if you get a sliver of how he became to be, because what he did, that wasn't the first time he's done that.
Yeah.
No,
So
absolutely
even if
not.
it's a prequel of just like events that happened before, maybe a little sliver of why he's the way he is. I don't need a whole lot. I don't need the zombie backstory.
No,
an
no,
hour and a
no.
half beforehand.
I don't think we're gonna get that.
I just maybe a sliver, just because I'm interested. You know,
Yeah.
throw that nugget.
That's a
out
pretty
there.
cool. I did not think that would happen,
Maybe
but
it won't.
that's a possibility.
Well, my prediction is thumbs up because I think this is the third Art the Clown movie. Terrifier did what All Hallows Eve didn't, and I
Right.
think it's only gonna evolve. I think they found the formula and they're like, oh yeah, that works.
Yeah, man. I know we'll have a whole thing on that
Yeah.
movie at some point in time.
And if anybody listening hasn't seen Terrifier or hasn't heard of Terrifier, do yourselves a favor and go out and check it out. It was really,
Absolutely.
really well done. Practical effects are great. Art the Clown is scary as shit. And I'm also very excited about the fact that Trick or Treat Studios is coming out with a figure
Yeah.
for Art the Clown.
Yeah.
That looks really cool, as well as those Halloween figures. They're all 12-inch figures. Now these are pretty pricey. What are they going for? 130?
120 or
120?
so. Yeah.
They're pretty pricey per figure, but they're cool.
Moving forward,
Moving on now. All right, so we've covered Terrifier 2. We got some predictions on that. Well, let's, you know what? We should probably just move on to Leprechaun.
Let's get down to the squared circle.
All right, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your hosts for 66.6 The Horror, it's Lynn Leatherface. With Hell's Hooligan.
You know what? No, let's get to the meat and potatoes of the episode.
Yeah, okay. Hey, you know what? Let's go pick up a flick, so we can go over something. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. Martha at Primetime Video gets on my fucking nerves.
She's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
So, you guys want to check out that new Shanahan's place that's over on...
Shanahan's.
Where's it at? Where's that? What's that street?
666th Street.
Oh, yeah, let's go over there. Let's check out Shanahan's.
Sounds like my kind of place.
Welcome to Shanahan's, bitch.
Welcome to Shanahan, shithead.
Holy shit! Is that the?
Welcome to Shanahan's, shithead. All right, no, cool, man. Hey, this is a cool looking place.
Yeah.
Anyways,
man.
let's go talk to that video guy over there.
Oh.
Hello, sir. We are interested in renting a horror film. Oh, you're looking for a horror film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have any suggestions? I mean,
yeah.
St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner, so we're kind of looking at something to
Oh, laddies, have I got the perfect horror film for you?
get. Oh.
I'm sorry. You said film?
Don't worry about it. Just roll. I mean, I don't know. You didn't. I can't understand.
Go with it, dude. Go with it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Can you show us the film, please?
Absolutely. Follow me back to the horror section.
Oh.
Oh, okay. We'll follow
Come
you
on
back to the.
If
first
you're looking
section.
for something that's relative to St. Patty's Day,
Yes,
indeed.
yes. Show
here's a
us something.
perfect horror film. It's from 1993. It's called Leprechaun.
Oh, how original.
It is original.
Thank you, good sir.
You're gonna piss him off.
Try not to.
I also can hear you.
Oh. Yeah.
You're quite literally standing right next to me.
Oh, jeez. How about the 1991 Leprechaun?
There is not such a thing.
Okay, well,
What about the '85 version?
yeah. What about?
Also not a thing. I feel like you're mocking me, country.
No such thing, sir. No such thing.
No.
Would you like to rent the tape?
Exactula.
Exactula. I like that.
That's American for yes.
You're a real fucker, aren't you?
You little toad.
If your wife certainly thinks so.
You just rent the tape and you bring it back rewound.
Oh, Jace, here we go. We're just never gonna live this down.
Also, my name's Samuel O'Brady. Remember that.
No. Well, thank you, slimy old gravy. We'll take the movie.
What'd you say?
I said, we'll take the movie.
Before that.
I think I said we'll take the movie before
I'm
that.
pretty sure he said
Yeah.
we'll take the movie.
You get your little American asses out of me store.
Do we take the movie?
Can we rent the movie though?
Yeah.
I suppose.
Can we read? Can we read the back of the box first?
Just to see if we want to.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's read what this movie claims it has to offer.
A horrific leprechaun, Warwick Davis, goes on a rampage after his precious bag of gold coins is stolen. He uses all of his magical, destructive powers to trick and terrorize and kill anyone who was unlucky enough to hinder his relentless search. In a frantic attempt to survive the wrath of the leprechaun, Tori and her friends scramble to find the only weapon known to kill this Irish monster, a four-leaf clover. However, until they discover a four-leaf clover or return all the gold taken from the Rainbow's Inn, their fairy tale nightmare has only just begun.
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever. Okay, but the box art on this is awesome.
I love it.
Oh, dude. One of my faves.
It's so great. It's got a great tagline. Your luck is just run out. I mean, up until this point, I don't believe any other movie about a leprechaun had been made. So
No.
I mean, it was there for the fucking taking. Everything was available as far as punny taglines and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think what I love the most about this cover is that it's got some mystery to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's mainly dark, just a black background.
Right.
There's a sliver of light because a door is opening up, and here he's coming out. So you can see him, but he's not fully revealed.
Right, and you
cool.
don't know. He's kind of creeping in on you in the bedroom. You don't know. You know by looking at him, he's definitely up to no good, but you just don't know exactly what.
Right. It's cool. You know what it reminds me of? Which poster it reminds me of? The Crow.
Oh yeah, it does.
Oh
It
yeah.
looks-
Very similar to The
yeah,
Crow,
for
which
sure.
actually came out after this.
I'll be
I think
damned.
The Crow came out in
Now,
94.
I don't like the photo on the side of the VHS.
It's
Of
the
the
same as the
Leprechaun?
front.
No, I know, but on the side, I don't like the little photo on the side.
Oh, gotcha. Just
Which
it
one?
being there.
Yeah, I
Okay,
just
yeah, I'm with you.
don't
If it
think
was all black all the way down with the leprechaun.
Or I like the logo of the movie. I just don't like the picture of the leprechaun on the side.
Yeah, I
looks-
actually agree with that.
I'm with you.
You know what? It's a different picture on the DVD here. Check that out.
that looks a little better.
It's like an actual scene from the movie. But
And I believe Trimark. This was their first.
this was
feature.
Trimark's first. Now, it used to be Vidmark, though.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay.
cool. They were trying. They were giving it a
They were
good old
trying.
try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was their first theatrical release.
Okay.
Okay. So they had some other ones that looked like they were looking to get into that, but this was a good one. We'll come back to that with some trivia here in just a little bit and talk about old Vidmark.
Well,
You just said
hooligan.
something though, real quick, Evil Eddie. I do love the font on this one.
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very cool
great.
font.
Yeah.
Looks good. The VHS there looks better than the DVD.
No, sure.
Do you think it's odd
Yeah.
though that and we'll get into this when we talk about the movie, but do you think it's an odd choice to reveal what the leprechaun looks like right there
That is a great question.
so soon? Because the movie, it takes a while for you to see the leprechaun like fully.
Fully,
You
yeah.
kind of get him in the shadows. So I don't have a timestamp when it is, but I think it's an odd thing to show. I'm assuming this is probably the movie poster.
This
too.
was the movie, but that's the poster there. That
So
was
then-
from
yeah, so there we
theatrical
go.
release right there. So we've got the poster here. It's
Now
I don't know. Okay, put yourself back in 1993.
Uh-huh.
If you're walking and you saw a movie called Leprechaun and you didn't see this creepy little fucker on the front, would you go see it?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So
I mean,
I
it's
don't
not
know.
Jaws. It's not any other iconic horror film. This is almost a joke movie.
Well, it wasn't originally intended to be a joke movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but that's I agree with it. I agree with the cover.
No, I do too. And I never thought about it until just really looking at this box art in great detail. And I'm like, now thinking about it, it just kind of dawned on me. You know?
Yeah,
absolutely.
As much as I love it, I'm just like,
For me, I mean, you guys know this is my favorite horror movie, but
Yeah.
as a 90s horror flick, it's this to me is one of the most iconic posters or box
Oh, I
art.
think so.
I think so. It's very memorable.
yeah.
I love it. I think it's great. But that does pose a good question: is
Yeah.
like, did you really need to reveal them? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. It's cool. It's very, very cool.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you guys this: what type of horror movie would you categorize this movie as?
Comedy horror.
Comedy horror?
Yeah.
Is it a feature? Creature feature?
No. No.
Because they actually on Wikipedia, which that's a fucking official,
Yeah.
it's categorized as horror comedy / slasher. I don't know.
I wouldn't call
go
it a
as far as
slasher, for
You know,
sure.
maybe creature, I guess. No,
Creature feature.
yeah,
It's a
could be.
fantasy movie.
Yeah.
No, but here's the thing: Chucky considered a slasher. Child's Play. You know?
No,
No, that's I don't think
No.
slasher when I think Chucky.
I think of Halloween. I think of Friday the 13th, and I think of
Texas Chainsaw.
Texas Chainsaw.
Slump
People
Party
who are-
Massacre.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking slashers.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
slashers. Yeah,
I don't know what else
you
to
come
say.
in their pathway, you're
Yeah.
dead.
Okay.
I mean,
So this one officially we're gonna categorize it as horror comedy.
horror comedy.
I would say so.
Okay. Cool. All right. I was just
Yeah.
curious. I was wondering what
Especially when you
not.
get further into the franchise.
Yeah.
Especially.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
definitely.
So, all right. So let's go into it, boys. Let's talk about what we like and dislike about this film.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yes.
Do it. All right.
Yeah.
You guys.
Thumbs up for me. No question.
Thumbs up.
I mean, it's whatever.
You-
It's thumbs up. Okay.
I remember when we first were talking about getting together and doing all this, it was just like, you were so stoked to talk about this movie. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that we're doing it so soon. We didn't have to wait too long. Timing just worked out perfectly because I know this is a special movie for you.
It is. I mean,
Yeah.
shit, dude. We were just talking about the poster, how much I like it. I have that fucking image tattooed on my leg.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
I'm a bit into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, on our table here that we're recording on, I laid out all the Leprechaun memorabilia that I have.
I didn't know you had
own.
so much stuff, man.
I'll be honest, I didn't either. I didn't realize it until I started putting it out. I was like, God dang, I got a lot of stuff.
I love it because if you start looking, it's hard to find stuff. There's not a lot of it out there.
No.
So the stuff you have is just super duper cool.
Yeah, well, and lucky enough, I bought this stuff like 10, 11, 12 years
Smart.
ago. This shit is worth a hell of a lot more
Yeah,
money
it's
now.
smart.
Because we talked about this on an episode. I've got the original Leprechaun
so
figure
cool.
that you could only order when you, if you got the VHS, there was a 1-800 number you could call. And I found that on eBay years ago, like at least 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Man, you look on eBay now, this guy's going for about $300.
Isn't it crazy?
$300.
For this little guy. But he's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so awesome.
He's great. So I've got that. I've got, man, I wish I could remember the name of the guy who made that custom dude back there. He's like a poly resin figure. He custom made it. I cannot.
That's amazing looking.
And he
It
doesn't
is.
And it
say-
looks more like Leprechaun Returns or the newest.
Kind of, yeah. It's a little
Edition?
different looking, but it's a great looking figure.
really is.
It was like something Creations. I cannot remember the name
Can you
of it.
post that on our social
definitely.
media?
Yeah, I got some pictures of it. I'll post
stuff.
it out there. But we
This
got
thing's
that.
fantastic.
We've got the original VHS, which actually this VHS is really cool, man. It's the limited red. This was actually put out by Vidmark, so this wasn't like a recreated
Cool.
red colored VHS, which is really cool. I like
Yeah.
that. I've
I
got
see a lot of
the-
people do that these days. They'll find like an old tape.
They'll
and
respool it.
Respool it.
Yeah, yeah. This is not respooled. This is actually like
So neat.
Yeah, it came out like that, which is crazy. They went with red instead of green.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
here's a fun fact: leprechauns were originally red. In
There we go.
Ancient Celtic culture. Yeah.
Which, if you look at the Leprechaun, they pay a little homage to that with the red pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the red pants. They don't
do
do that
too.
again in any of the other films.
don't,
So
yeah.
I've actually got something I want to talk about that here in just a little bit. Yeah, we have the original comic. It's the movie adaptation comic. There was another comic series that came out later that I was
Okay.
really excited about. Dude, it was trash. I don't even think I own it anymore. I got rid of it.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the Leprechaun movies. It was like this really weird thing.
Yeah.
But now the comic was done by William Clausen.
Okay.
Never heard of him before,
Okay.
but it's a cool comic. It's very short. It's a prequel to the movie. I like that a lot. Something about this movie I really, really love. I think it's really well done. We talked about with Halloween, the original Halloween is like, it's damn near perfect. Honestly, for me, this is kind of one of those. So I'm kind of curious when we go into these likes and dislikes, what you guys,
Yeah.
if there's anything you say about it. So anyways, you boys want to dive in?
Yeah. I think we should start with you. Since,
Yeah, man. I think you
wanna
should
do it?
You should
You're
lead
kind
us
of
off,
waiting
yeah.
for this catharsis for how long?
This has been a while. I've been wanting to talk about this one. So this one, we've thought because St. Patrick's Day is coming up, we are going to release this on St. Patty's Day. So it just kind of made sense to go ahead.
If
and
you're
do this one.
listening to this, it is St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. We're
Happy
releasing
St.
it.
Patrick's Day. Hope you're wearing green.
Yep.
Or I'll paint your dick.
Or red.
I'll pinch your peen.
You'll get a ping pinch.
Peen pinch. All right, guys. So let me go into some likes for you here. Essentially, it's kind of everything for me on this one. So let me just give you a little backstory on this. Again, the very first episode we talked about what got us into horror. This was one that I saw the poster in the theater, didn't see it in the theater, rented it at Blockbuster, watched it at my aunt and uncle's house, kind of fell in love with it then. I did not watch this movie again until I bought the DVD, which I would say was in 1998, 99.
How about that?
Okay, it was a cool 4-pack. Lionsgate put out a 4-pack of DVDs. It was Sometimes They Come Back, the Stephen King movie.
Yep.
Leprechaun, The Landlady. Did you ever see that movie?
The Lunch Lady? Starring Chris Farley?
No.
Oh, okay.
Though good. Though good. No, The Landlady was a pretty good movie.
Okay.
It was about a landlady. Can you
Not
believe it?
deceiving at all.
I know. And then The Dentist.
Oh, The Dentist.
Did you ever see that one? With
Yes, I have seen
Corbin
that one.
Bernstein?
Oh,
Is that
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
in. Was he in Major League or something like that?
Yes, he
yeah.
was in Major League.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that was a creepy movie.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen it as an adult, so I saw it as a kid.
Yeah.
You
And
said
it was
Corbin Bernstein,
creepy.
I was like, no, I have seen that.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
it's a good one. And there's The Dentist too, as well. I did the second one, but
And
anyways,
then there's Dennis the Menaced.
Dennis the Menace, and yeah, Crazy. It's good, really good shit.
No.
But yeah, so it came with those movies. I wore that fucking DVD out, man.
I bet.
I seriously, I'm not joking, guys. When I was a kid, I'm thinking 11, 12 years old, I could literally quote this movie like from start to finish.
I'll be
Every
damned.
line. I could do it. I love that movie
Sure.
this much. I don't know why. Something about it just really drew me in. So, some likes about the movie. I like the cast a lot. This is obviously Jennifer Aniston's first film.
Who is she?
She's that chick from that show.
Oh, okay.
Cool. You had Ken Olant, I think is how you say it. He played Nathan. A couple of other movies he was in was April Fool's Day, and then what was the other one he was
Summer
in?
School.
Summer School. So kind of a pretty boy,
Yeah.
but he played well in there. Ozzy, Mark Holton. I love his character in this movie.
Yes.
He is also in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Francis, yeah. He's the mean guy in Pee-wee's Big Adventure,
God.
which I love that movie.
He's the coolest bathtub in that movie.
He does have a cool
God.
bathtub.
With all the battleships and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So cool.
And he was also in Teen Wolf 1 and 2. He did come back for Leprechaun Returns, which was kind of a reboot movie.
That's
that came
right,
out
he
on,
did.
on Sci-Fi Channel back in 2018.
Oh.
Cool.
Yeah, that is
Alex the Kid is Robert Hy Gorman. He was in Sometimes They Come Back, a Stephen King movie. And he was in Rookie of the Year. What was another one you said he was in?
Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Oh, yeah. There it is. So, you know what? I do remember that. Now that you say that, yeah.
He was that annoying little kid that
That's
kept
right.
falling off the house and shit.
Yep. I remember that now.
Obsessed
All right.
with TV.
You had the guy who plays Dan O'Grady is Shay Duffin.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Oh, Shay.
Is he dead?
Yes, he is.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes,
Rest
he
in
is.
peace.
But I thought it was a good collection of actors. What's the guy's name that plays JD, the dad?
J.D. Rating, that's John Sandiford.
And he was...
He was Zach Morris's dad in Saved by the Bell. A few episodes, he made an appearance in there. He's kind of that handsome old guy, right?
Yeah.
You know, he's like
He's,
aged well.
Dr. Phallus?
Yeah,
he's
but
like a big hunka man cock. Yeah, he's,
but he,
you know what, though? I do love that scene with JD, the dad, when he's like there's like a tree stump. And
Oh.
he's going down there because he thinks a cat's in there, and the
Yeah.
leprechaun bites his hand.
bites his hand, yeah.
It's so awesome.
And then you never fucking see him again.
No, he
You
goes to the
never,
hospital
ever.
and he's gone. He's
He's
gone.
in the hospital.
Yeah.
He got bitten. Why is he in overnight?
So yeah, and then obviously best for last, Warwick Davis.
Wow.
Dude, I mean, the guy is an absolutely awesome actor, and it's kind of crazy the amount of movies he's been in that you don't
So
realize. He was in Willow. He was the title character.
fuck yeah.
And so the story goes that he did Willow, and then he kind of had a lull. You know,
Yeah.
he didn't really get anything, and all of a sudden this Leprechaun thing came up, and he did it, and man, knocked it out of the park.
He really
He's-
did.
He did so good. So, you know, originally this movie was meant to be like a straight up horror movie.
Right.
He's the one who added the humor in it.
Yeah.
And so that made it what it is, and we obviously categorized it now as horror comedy. So
Yeah.
really very, very good. But man, he was also in Return of the Jedi as an Ewok. And then he followed with, like, he was in Phantom Menace, Force Awakens, Rogue One, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker. He's in a lot of Star Wars movies.
He and George Lucas are
They're
inseparable.
Yeah, they're just tied at the peen. And he was also in the Harry Potter films as Professor
Oh, yeah.
Flitwick.
Yeah.
Funny too, he was in a movie called The Very Unlucky Leprechaun, a kids movie.
Oh, how funny.
Where he paid-
Before? or
No,
after?
no, after. He
Oh,
plays a
how
leprechaun,
funny.
no prosthetics or anything like
Yeah.
that. He's just a funny
Yeah.
little leprechaun. And I remember him back in the day, it was a VHS, it came with 2 VHS tapes. It was Gulliver's Travels with Ted Danson.
Okay.
Do you guys remember that version?
Yes.
Did you ever watch it? He was in that, and it was when Ted Danson, when Gulliver is like tiny.
Oh, yeah.
And Warwick Davis like puts a bee next to him or like a wasp or something to kill him. And, do you remember that
I
scene?
remember that.
Yeah.
God, I've not thought about that until you mentioned it just
That was a
then.
good movie.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah.
good version of that movie. So, anyways,
man.
Warwick Davis is just the man.
Props,
The
dude.
man. I want to meet that dude. I want his autograph on that poster right there.
Oh, yeah, it'll happen.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So, anyways, direction, Mark Jones. Like Mark Jones, he did Leprechaun 1 and 2. And then he also did Rumpelstiltskin. And I haven't seen that movie. I just got it on VHS, so I can't wait to watch it. Have you guys seen that at all?
No, I'm stoked that you found a copy. I haven't really looked. I figured it'd be hard to find, but I can't wait to watch it.
That one's super hard to find on DVD or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we have it now. We
awesome.
should review that one at some point. in
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
I think that would be
absolutely.
pretty fun.
Yeah.
So there's that. Cinematography is great on this movie. It's a good looking movie overall, especially in comparison to some of the other ones that come out later in the
Right.
franchise. But cinematography was Levi Isaacs. The score is great on this. I think it just works really well with this one. That was Kevin Kiner. Practical effects are awesome in this movie. Obviously, this is kind of before CGI.
Yeah.
The makeup is great. Gabe Bartalos, I think is how you say his name.
Bartalos, maybe?
Bartalos.
Bartalos.
He did a great job. So the story goes on that is that the studio asked him to do some like test runs or whatever, kind of give them some different models or whatever it is that he's coming up with, and he came up with some really grotesque looking things. They loved it. He got the job, and he did a great job with that. If you watch the behind the scenes on the Steelbook, you can see some interviews with him. It was pretty cool. That kind of does it for my likes on the movie. I mean, it's just good. I think that the pacing is well on it. The gore is not too much, but it's enough to say, yeah, that's a gory horror movie.
Yeah.
Which they had to do reshoots for the gore on this one. It was pretty cool.
In what capacity now? Is because it wasn't gory enough or too much?
Wasn't gory enough.
Okay.
So they went back and they wanted to make it scarier because I think Warwick Davis, with all the funny stuff that he did,
almost kind of watered it down a bit too much.
So I don't remember exactly how this went, but I don't think he was able to come back to do all the reshoots.
Okay.
There's an obviously different Leprechaun.
And I didn't know that until I watched that behind the scenes and they explained that. Like when I was a kid, I was like, maybe that was the camera angle or something, but those legs are a lot longer.
Yeah, okay, so I didn't pick up on that right at first, and I was watching it with Ashley, my wife, and she was like, that doesn't, and so I kind of I was like, I'll be damned, that's
not him.
Because he did most of his stunts.
Yes, he did.
So those were reshoots then, I guess.
It was reshoots,
okay.
And that was a kid. They had a kid come back and do those reshoots, so pretty cool. Another thing this is kind of funny when they were filming, I read that in the chase scene in the hospital when Leprechaun is chasing Jennifer Aniston, he couldn't keep up, so she had to run in slow motion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And if you notice, too, they speed his motion way up. But it works. It looks good.
Absolutely.
It looks great.
Yeah.
So this was a really successful film. It was $1 million budget. It grossed $8.6 million in box office. Yeah. And then they sold over 100,000 copies on VHS.
Yeah. That's knocking out the park.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. And again, like we said earlier, this is the first theatrical release by Trimark, which was Vidmark at the time.
Yeah.
And I'll come back to some more trivia here in a little bit, but man, there's not really anything I dislike about this movie. I think the acting is good. I think the dialogue is good. I think they hit, kind of lightning in a bottle with this movie. It was the right timing for it. So yeah, I just love everything about it. It is my favorite horror film.
I can see why.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
I am excited to hear what you guys have to say about this one. Yeah.
No doubt about it.
All right, Lynn Leatherface, you want to lead it off?
Yeah, man. So much like you, I guess, didn't see this movie in the theaters. It was a rental, or maybe I saw it. I think I remember seeing it on TV, which I'm sure that they probably cut some parts out or had commercials. But I know I definitely rented it at some point in time. So going back and watching it again, it just warms my heart in a way because I just think that it's a perfect balance of whimsical and creepy and gory, but not too gory, and funny. They really got a really good formula for this movie. And watching it now, because probably the last time I saw it was maybe a few years ago, but watching it again, kind of almost trying with a fresh set of eyes, and I know we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
I could totally see why this is your favorite horror movie, because taking a step further than that, I think the cast itself is brilliantly cast. Everyone is great. Everyone, I mean, they've got the hunk, they've got the hottie, they've got the dad, they've got the kid, they've got the slow kind of like...
It's inclusive.
Yeah. It's a smaller cast, but it all works really, really well. And of course, Warwick Davis. I mean, who else are you going to get to play this part? The makeup's just brilliant.
It is brilliant, isn't it?
It is just it's what you would think a fucking scary leprechaun would look like.
Exactly.
It's just the Gabe Bartalos. He did a phenomenal job. And if you look at his resume, he hadn't done. I think he did some work on Blade. From what I read. A funny little fact about him: he was actually in Day of the Dead, uncredited. He's a zombie with a camo hat on. So I don't know if maybe like being on the set, if he got to experience some working with some of the effects on there firsthand. But anyway, I just thought that he did a fantastic job with the effects on here.
Can I ask real quick about the makeup on this one, just briefly?
Yeah.
I know we're not talking about any of the other Leprechaun movies in the franchise today, but do you feel that his look is best in this movie or later on?
I like him in this movie.
Me too.
Yeah,
This is the best look. I mean,
Yeah.
they kind of over embellish the look later
Yeah, they
and,
do.
and things like that. But this one, again, with the kind of red, pinkish looking pants,
Yeah.
and I don't know, this is the look. His hair is a lot shorter in this too. Like in the other movies, he's got
gets
like
longer
really
and
long
longer.
hair.
Yeah.
And I don't know. This is the look.
Yeah, it's got the old Halloween syndrome going on here. It's like the first is the best, right? You know,
Right.
it's hard, and they don't really kind of recapture that. Come close, but not really.
Yeah.
So he's great, and you know, it's just like I said, the perfect amount of whimsical and creepy. Some things about, since we're kind of on the topic of the Leprechaun, who's kind of the star of the show, a few things about him that I love. I love that he can change his voice and imitate people. I don't know if that's part of Leprechaun
Yeah.
lore.
Kind of like Terminator.
It's like that's exactly what I thought. And strange enough about Terminator, that some of the sound stages that they were filming this movie in was they were filming just finished up Terminator 2. So it had just like finished wrapping filming there, and they were sharing some of the same, I guess, sound stages.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Didn't they
That's
also
awesome.
share like at the Big Sky Ranch where
Big
they
Sky
did
Ranch.
those
Little House on the Prairie
Right,
and the
right. That's what I
Waltons,
remember.
and I think Warwick Davis, he said he felt a little blasphemous filming this type of movie where this very pure Americana wholehearted
yeah.
kind of stuff happened. But yeah, so I love that little element to it, right? If it's a part of Leprechaun lore that's been around for hundreds of years, I don't know, but I thought it was brilliant, and it's a good way for him to trick people because that's what he's about. He's about sort of tricking people into their own demise in a way. He's got great lines. He's like, "Tell me, I'll bite your ear off," you know, things like that.
We were just talking about earlobes earlier. And he's like,
these apple rings.
he's like, "Tell me, or I'll bite your ear off
Yeah.
and turn it into a boot."
Turn it into a boot.
Oh, and that's another thing too. Is he's obsessed with cleaning shoes.
Dude, I was about to get to that. Like, so much so that he gets distracted. But, like, that's how they distract him. Like, go get the fucking shoes. And they get a whole basket full of shoes. He can't help himself.
Yeah.
He cannot. And I was sitting there when I was watching this. I was like, that makes me so happy that this character has this depth to him, right?
Right.
Like, it's a little quirky thing about
Yeah.
him. It's like, he can't fucking help himself.
Yeah.
He sees the shoes. He has to clean
He
them.
has to clean, and that is not in any of the other Leprechaun movies.
It's genius.
It is genius. That is so awesome.
Genius. Yeah, so I mean, it's just what's not to like about this movie. One thing that I will say that about the cast: Warwick Davis, the Leprechaun, 1A, no doubt. Ozzy, probably my second favorite character in the movie, and
yeah.
I think everyone kind of gives him this Forrest Gump. Oh, he's the village idiot, town idiot. He's the only one that's like actually trying to do shit about this. That actually has plans to try to kill. I mean. People, I think that they seriously give Ozzy a bad rap, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and I think he's, the gentleman that plays Ozzy, again, you mentioned his name.
Mark Holton. Yeah.
Perfect for this part.
Yeah, well, he did a great job.
Absolutely.
And how shitty of Alex to be like, "Yeah, now we have enough money to get your brain
Get
fixed."
your brain fixed.
You little fucker.
Shitty line.
Yeah.
I know, but he was his heart was in the right place.
Right.
Yeah,
It
but
really
still.
was. Yeah. I definitely think something we may want to consider for our show. You know how I'm fucking crazy about t-shirts. We all need t-shirts that just say 3 guys that paint.
Yeah, that's the name.
And that's it.
Yeah.
3 guys that
On the
paint.
side of their
On
truck.
the side of their truck, yeah. So, I don't have much else to say. I mean, if I have any dislikes about this movie, infinite ammo cheat for the shotgun. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh,
he
yeah.
never runs out of ammo. But
Yeah.
hey, you know what? We're talking about a leprechaun here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got to suspend reality. As much as I love the ensemble in this movie, they make some really dumb decisions towards the end. It's like they have a truck they're all trying to pile into to try to get away, but they got a perfectly good Jeep that they decide that, oh, wait, no, we'll use the Jeep to leave.
I was gonna say that
It's
too.
like, I don't get that.
Oh my god.
And,
Yeah.
Without that, you know, I guess you don't get the whole other thing.
Did you love how the Leprechaun built his own like go-kart with a pitchfork?
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
That's fantastic. And and then I guess the more sort of extensive part of the cast, the guy that plays the sheriff. Who is that guy? The old dude. He's been in some other things, but he's great. How has that smoker's voice?
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, is that old Ozzy again?"
Yeah. So, all in all, dude, it just really, really great. There's some not many kills. I know we're getting to that later, but the kills they do have are great. So there's that perfect amount of blood, gore, whimsical, creepy, funny.
Yeah.
And I think that it came out at the exact right time.
Yeah, exactly,
Like
yeah.
you said. Because I think if you say they never made a Leprechaun movie up until 2020, I think it would be overdone with CGI. I think it would be overdone with backstory. We know just enough about this Leprechaun. Yeah. He's obsessed with getting his gold. He's obsessed with shoes, and he'll stop at nothing to get it. Whether it's killing kids, whether it's killing adults, whether it's fucking making go-karts. you know?
I don't think it would work today. It would be straight to video. It would be, one that just kind of flies by the radar.
The only thing that I would say that would make this like, okay, this is an A movie. It would make it an A+. No, not really. But one thing that I do think would be cool is at the end, there towards the end, when he has his bag of gold and he knows that one coin's missing, but he counts them, right? Yeah. He has to go through and count. I think if he's that obsessed with gold, I think he could just tell by the weight. He would just know. I think that would make this movie an A+ movie. If he just gets the gold, he's like, nope, there's what I'm missing. Just because he just knows. He's that obsessed. If he's that obsessive, he's an obsessive little fucker. If he's that obsessed over cleaning shoes, he's that obsessed over his gold, he knows the exact weight of that bag. If it's 99 coins, not 100, or if it's 98 coins, whatever it is, he knows that one's missing. That would have been neat for him to like hold it, like, nope, there's fucking one missing. Yeah. And that whole thing with Ozzy.
How does he not get to like 98 and not say, okay, something's about to
happen? Yeah.
99.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it just kicks in.
They stole me gold!
What I like about this is the way you have to go about killing a leprechaun. And then we get in the quotes. Because it's like, we know the lore. What I wrote down is like, it would suck to have to kill a leprechaun. Because with a werewolf, we know how to fucking kill a werewolf. We've known that forever. A vampire. But a leprechaun, it's like, you're grasping at straws. Like, unless you talk to someone that knows, and quite frankly, they barely made it to O'Grady to figure that out, how else do you fucking know how to kill him? It's a very specific process. Right? So it's gotta suck to be living in a world where you have to fucking kill a leprechaun.
Do you have a favorite leprechaun quote from the movie? Do you have a favorite line?
God, I'm surprised I didn't write any down. Yeah, I don't know. I think the bite the ear off thing. I like that.
You like that one?
Yeah.
My favorite line in the movie is the very first thing you hear is the try as they will, try as they might.
Oh, yeah.
Who steals me gold won't live through the night. So I don't know. That's my favorite one.
It really sets it
I
up.
like it. And then also when Jennifer Aniston, Tori, is looking for the 4-leaf clover and he shows up, he's like, little girls aren't supposed to search for 4-leaf clovers. It's like, God, dude, there's so many great lines in this movie.
And they're all mainly all the leprechauns lines too.
Yeah.
That are the good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's I love it. Yeah, I'm there with you, man. It's fantastic. So, Eddie.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I did not see this movie when it came out in theaters, nor did I see it when it was released on video. You know why? Because my parents would not let me. and I'll tell you why. And it's not because it was violent. Parents didn't give a fuck about that shit then. I watched RoboCop unsupervised.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
They, for some reason, were just like, that looks like the dumbest movie. No, you're not going to see it. There's no way you're seeing that at my expense.
So, they didn't want you to be dumbified by the movie.
Well, no, they just didn't want to pay for me to see that movie.
Fair enough. Okay.
So they're like, no, that's not. You're not seeing that at our expense. If that comes on TV, whatever.
Yeah.
But so, and that's actually how I saw it. I saw it with a friend, watching it at their house on television, like cable. I didn't have cable, so I went to a friend's house. It was on. Watched it, and I'm glad I did because I was about the age of the kid in the movie, and just kind of that, you see like the Goonies, you just instantly love it because you automatically have something in common with them. And
relate to them instantly.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
And because when you're a kid, you don't know how good or bad you have it. You're just there, and other kids, you're constantly just relate to them.
Absolutely, good
advice,
man.
Yeah.
Just get along. So even Ozzy, even though he was obviously a mentally challenged individual,
Was he?
Or was he? He was pretty brilliant.
All an act.
It was actually pretty brilliant. He knew where the gold was. He knew the rainbow was magical. But
I will say, when he comes back in Leprechaun Returns, he's not so slow.
No.
Well, and you know what? He made a conscious decision at the end. He was like, I'll sacrifice myself because I know where the other coin's at. And he was like, I'll do this. You know?
Yeah.
He was smart enough to be like, if it means that
I'm going to save my friends.
Yeah. Plays very childish very well.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, that's what I thought was really cool is that I remember distinctly as a kid, really relating to both of them. I guess as an adult, I watch it a little differently. I guess I don't really care for Jennifer Aniston's character. I like it, but I don't at the same time because
she's a brat.
She's a brat,
is.
but she's also like a brat with something to prove that she's not a brat. I guess I get it, but it's just like, that's not believable.
Yeah, I made a note of that. It's like she changed her mind quickly, didn't she? Whenever she saw him, she was all like, "Oh no, this fucking sucks," blah blah blah. And then she like wants to be a brat, but then like with something to prove right after.
Yeah,
to this guy.
exactly, and that happens at the restaurant again. When the shoes and the like
She's like, I don't eat meat.
It's like they're
He's like, your shoes are made of leather. You know?
Exactly.
It's like they're totally
dummy.
trying to out-sexy each other. And
Yeah.
it's funny, and I don't dislike it. It's just I don't like the characters as much as I did when I was a kid. But also, you know what? This ties into another thing. I had nightmares as a kid about that have to do with Leprechaun, but not directly.
Shit.
So when I was about 7 or 8, my great-grandmother lived with my family, and she was 103, and she was just like the shell of a person, like just like senile, like always talking or asking where dead people were, like her daughter or my grandmother, her daughter. Wow. And she scared the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely.
She lived in the house, and she'd just like sometimes just get up and walking, and I look over, and she'd be walking, and it freaked me out, and and then sometimes if I was walking to the bathroom, like in the middle of the night, she would be like, "Hey," and she didn't know what time of day it was. So
God damn, I just jumped out of my own skin here.
Yeah.
So basically, she scared the fuck out of me. So
for any of you listening that want to produce a pretty scary horror movie, that's a good idea.
Well, it would scare anyone.
Eddie's 103-year-old great-grandmother.
Yeah. Well, so she ended up going to a nursing home, and she passed away. And so about the time I saw it, the wheelchair scene. I just I had nightmares of her chasing me in a wheelchair at that speed, and that was absolutely terrifying. So it was a mixture of the two. I wouldn't have had those nightmares had it not been for a Leprechaun, but now this 103-year-old frail woman's just chasing after me, going, "Hey!"
God, man.
So there's that, and then
You literally lived through it, man.
yeah,
No kidding.
I know, but so it's a weird tie-in for me with this movie, but the Leprechaun, the killer is amazing. Not scary, but it's amazing because the killer is not a senseless act killer, so that's why I don't consider it a slasher. I
Okay,
consider
right.
it, but he still is a psychopath. He's obviously a psychopath because he doesn't tell you why he's he doesn't give you any information. It's not like a ransom person say, "I know you had the gold. This is why I know. So give me my gold." He's saying. He always explains more of why he's a leprechaun because of his shoes and the buckles on his shoes, and he's wearing green, but he never fucking talks about what you need to do to not be killed by him. And he doesn't kill you until you're useless, until he's until he doesn't get what he wants out of you. So, but he's also no help in terms of surviving. So, the leprechaun's he's a great killer in the movie. Excellent portrayal by Warwick. There are some plot holes, but I could get by him. It's a fun movie.
It is a fun movie.
It is
Very
an
good
absolutely
point.
fun movie. And I'm not gonna lie. It was supposed to be more of a kids movie, I think, right?
No, I don't know where. I heard that too, but like when I looked back at everything and when I watched the behind the scenes, no, it was Mark Jones wanted this to be a straight up horror movie.
Okay.
And it's rated R. And so, I mean, if anything, it's kind of one of those movies I feel like, let's say you got a kid that you're super into horror, right? And you have kids, and like this would be one that you could watch to introduce them, maybe. If they're a bit older. I think if they were too young, it may be like, we have fucking an Evil Eddie incident here.
I've got a story. So, I'm a kid, and I had a younger cousin. So I'm like, 11, 12, and he's probably 4 or 5. I showed him Leprechaun.
Oh, yeah, you did.
So my aunt and uncle were pretty pissed. they were like, yeah, I don't think he could sleep by himself for like a long time. The Leprechaun got him, you know. I was like, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope Drake is listening to this one. So,
Drake.
Sorry, Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been fine with the PG-13 movie, honestly. That story's fun.
Yeah,
it's a
so
fun
much
story.
fun. It really is.
The violence, I mean, yeah, there's some violence, and obviously the violence is what got it the R rating, and then the F-bombs a couple of times.
Yeah.
Which were added in, apparently. And
I think that, honestly, man, another good... for me, I think reason I'm so happy we're talking about this movie is a prime example as to why I love horror so much. And I talked about it. It's so creative, and it's so cool, and it's so fun. This movie encapsulates this. Anyone that says they don't like horror, I'm like, watch this movie and tell me you don't like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Because
what-
I could get, Halloween,
Yeah.
right? We talked about that whole franchise last time. I could get where you can't get into that.
I get that.
Right.
And this one here, even if they didn't like it, this one would be for someone else. I feel like it would be like that movie's so bad it's good.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's so dumb that it was fun to
Those
watch.
are some of my most favorite, but I don't even put that in this category.
No, I don't. But other
people
might.
people
Yeah.
would.
So I don't know how you couldn't like
you've
this
got,
movie.
I mean, so many more that are far. I'm talking C, D, E, F. I mean, fucking the scum of the trash of the worst films. This is nowhere near that.
No.
it's a good plot.
It's a great plot, and I think this is kind of going back to our first episode and everything like that. This is one of those. This is why I love it so much.
I love
right?
how it snuck under the radar and made its way into A movie territory.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
That's fucking
right,
great.
yeah.
Somehow they pulled that off, and
Yeah.
fuck yes.
They did. They really did.
did.
I love that they were able to just pull it off.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. They
Yeah.
did. They fucking pulled it off.
Yep.
For
Yeah.
sure.
My favorite line, I guess, if we're talking about favorite lines, Ozzy when he goes, "You talk like that again, I'll wash your mouth out with soap."
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
man, I could really use a beer right about now. Oh, Alex, the little kid.
Oh yeah.
Don't you drink that stuff?
Well, I will say this much, and this will segue into our next little part. My favorite line in the whole movie I did not mention because there was some lore behind it.
Okay.
Right? Do you want to give us some factoids? Because I know that you probably have lots. Of
I've got a few things. Yeah.
Can we come back to facts and let's kind of take a break and the audience can learn how to get in touch with us.
Oh, sounds good.
Absolutely.
I love that.
If you'd like to keep in touch with us, please email us at 66.6thehorror@gmail.com. We look forward to your thoughts, feedback, and recommendations. If you want to follow us on social media, catch us on Instagram and Facebook, 66.6thehorror, and on Twitter, you can follow us at 66_horror. We look forward to hearing from you guys, so listen up and stay scary.
All right. So, hey, you guys want to talk about some kills? Mm-hmm. All right. Cool. So, this movie had only 4 kills.
Okay, that's what I had written down. I missed something with 4.
4 kills. So that's Mary O'Brady.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I think that was her name. Mary.
Let's see. I just have the O'Grady's.
It's Mrs. O'Grady.
Yeah.
But so you have her. Then you have the shop owner that's killed with the pogo stick. Then you have the deputy who's killed out in the woods.
Right.
Okay. And then you have Dan O'Grady because he's in the hospital.
hospital.
And he
Right.
basically falls down out of the elevator and he's up. Anyways. So you have 4 kills.
Right.
All right. So can we all agree?
Oh, absolutely.
No?
What are you guys going to say?
The fucking pogo stick.
Stick kill.
I like the police officer.
Yeah, that's a great scene.
I mean,
too.
it's a great scene, and especially right when he's like up against the tree and he thinks that he's in the clear.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he comes down and breaks his neck. Oh,
And
man.
he did such a good job. I mean, he's like playing fucking hide and go seek with him in the woods. I mean, it's just.
He's like, he pops out over here.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I just love how he
You don't have time
toys
to
with people.
You don't have time to be scared for the pogo stick. I love it. I think it's innovative. But the police officer, you see a chase, you see suspense.
Yeah,
that's true.
And then ultimately there's a death.
Well, and even
Fiction
Miss
movie.
O'Grady, I mean, she gets fucking
Pushed down
kicked down the
Yeah,
stairs.
yeah.
And and that's something I failed to mention. This movie wastes no time.
Oh, it goes right into
which
it.
I love.
Yeah.
You know, I love when a movie just gets in and gets it. You know, and it's like
And it does it.
dude.
It does it in this one, but I still like the pogo scene because I don't know of any other movie that there's a pogo stick killing.
And just seeing him
Bounce up and down.
little Warwick Davis bounce up.
He's like, this so left. He played one. He played pogo on his lung. I'm like, man, like the fucking rhymes. Like, and I have to wonder, did Mark Jones or whoever wrote the dialogue for this, the screenplay, was that there, or did Warwick Davis come up with this shit? You know?
I highly doubt it, but you know, in the extra features or the special features on the still book that you let me borrow, I didn't get a chance to watch all of them, but they do have those few scenes where someone's like got a camcorder on set and filming. God, man, that's so cool to watch that stuff.
Isn't it cool?
I hope maybe somewhere more that exists. You would think that if there was that little bit, so I would love to have seen like, you know, some rehearsal takes, you know. Was that all ad-lib by Warwick Davis, or, you know, he brought that whimsy and that comedy, so was that stuff that he kind of ad-libbed in, or?
I think so. I mean,
That
I don't
has to
know.
be.
I want to assume that he did.
Yeah.
Because he added the humor, so if it wasn't humorous prior to that, I can't imagine that those lines were in the movie. But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
I'll ask him next time I see him.
Please do.
We'll do. All right, so that was our favorite kills. You guys want a little bit of trivia?
Yeah.
Trivia? All right. So this was Jennifer Aniston's first film. Mark Jones had to fight to have her in this movie. She was unknown at the time. Wow. He liked her enough to want her, you know, to fight to have her in this movie. Jennifer Aniston now basically doesn't even acknowledge that this movie exists.
You know, again, it's like Paul Rudd with Halloween 6 and some of these ones. I mean, why? I mean, Paul Rudd seems like, you know, of any person in Hollywood, he seems like the most down-to-earth kind of cool guy.
Cool guy, yeah.
But at the end of the day, remember where you came from.
Exactly. Know your roots, man.
Yes.
I mean, like, that's, you know.
Most people start off in horror. It's the thing.
What if their fucking career just goes off the rails and they're just a disgraced actor? You know, they're gonna probably fucking put on this film, kind of like, you know, the fucking 40-year-old guy puts on his, you know, high school football game where he scored the game-winning touchdown. They're gonna look back at it and say, well, I was fucking good in that movie.
Yeah.
And, you know.
And I don't know. I don't know why she wouldn't acknowledge it. But anyways, so this movie did not get good reviews at all. Is that it was terrible.
And it still really doesn't. I mean,
Get good reviews. Well, I haven't. Of course, I haven't had that many conversations with people about this movie.
Yeah.
But I haven't met anybody that said that they just absolutely hate this movie.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, yes, technically it's not a good movie. It's a.
But
it's
I just think for as well done as it is, that it probably would be like one of those ones that, again, it kind of transcends horror in a sense because it does work so well as a comedy horror.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you'd think you'd be a little bit more talk about it, but I guarantee you there's probably a lot of fucking people that have not seen this movie.
Oh, sure. And if we want feedback from listeners. That's what we're doing this for. So let us know. If you don't like this movie, tell us why.
Tell us why. We'd love to hear.
We're just interested.
We will not mention you on our podcast and shame you. We
Not
will
at all.
not. We promise.
We promise.
No, we're not. We're not.
Are
in
your
it for
fingers
that.
crossed over there? Does he? Are
Hey, no.
Okay. you nodding your head? Yes.
No.
Okay. Yeah, we won't shame you.
No,
online.
but I mean that's where email us, Twitter message, Instagram message, Facebook message,
anything.
anything.
Just talk to us, man.
I mean we had a little conversation during the break. That's what this is all about: being able to talk about these movies and collectively have a community that can sit through a movie and laugh and go back and discuss little things. Maybe we failed to mention a little part of the movie that you really like. Man, fucking let us know, man.
yeah, absolutely.
If this panel could be like 1,000 people, we would totally let that happen.
Would. Yeah.
Yeah, we would. I would embrace it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've talked about the other things I have written down here, but the last thing I'll say is that Mark Jones began the concept for this movie in 1985 after seeing a Lucky Charms commercial. And then so they wanted to have a Lucky Charms box of cereal in the movie.
Right.
After I guess there was a test screening. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah,
Test screening.
they General Mills gave them the go ahead. Like, sure, you can use Lucky Charms because there's a scene where he's going through the cabinets, I guess, looking for his gold, and he grabs a box of cereal. And
They wanted it to be Lucky Charms.
and General Mills was like, sure, go ahead. And then they watched the screening of it or a test pressing, and they're like, I don't fucking think so. And so they revoke their permission. You can't use it. So they put a spoof box of cereal in there, and then
That looks like Lucky Charms.
It looks fucking almost like
Yeah.
you have to pause it and really be like, wait, that's not Lucky Charms?
Yeah, it's got a leprechaun on it
Yeah.
and everything, but so in the end of the movie, the line was supposed to be "Your luck just ran out." This is when Alex puts the four-leaf clover
Yes.
in the slingshot,
It's
slingshots it
amazing.
into his mouth, and
Yeah.
he melts and falls into the well.
Right.
Which is a great kill.
That's
scene.
what I put. Great kill, great
Yeah.
death. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a fifth kill.
I guess it is. Yeah, it is a fifth kill,
But no, he's still
different.
alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he comes back.
Yeah, he comes back.
So, but the line was supposed to be "Your luck just ran out," but because General Mills kind of fucked him over a little bit, they changed the line
Yeah.
to "Fuck you, Lucky Charms."
Which was my favorite. When you asked what your favorite line in the movie is, I was like, I'm gonna hold off.
Ah,
I
that's
know
what you were
the
holding
movie, so I
off
was
on.
scrambling. I'm like, let's just come back to that. But
Good
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Good shit. You know what? That's my favorite line of the movie too. Fuck it.
Yeah,
so
that's
great.
my
And
favorite
just
line.
knowing the
And you know
story
what?
behind it.
Lucky Charms, if you're listening, fuck you.
Oh, and by the way, I've bought off brands of Lucky Charms. This is no lie. Way better than Lucky Charms. I bought I think it's called Magical something or another, Magical Shapes or some
Yeah.
bullshit. It is superior to Lucky
Yeah.
Charms.
They're always after me, Lucky Charms. Austin Powers. That's all the trivia that I've got written down, but this movie is a good one.
I got some trivia.
I mean, you got something. I've got a little nub too. So
Well, read it off, Eddie.
Well, two people were thanked in the credits of the movie, and that was George Lucas and Dan Quayle, Vice President
Of what?
of the United States of America.
of my dick.
Vice President of my nutsack, my ball bag.
So George Lucas was thanked because Warwick was actually under contract with Lucasfilms, and he was actually released to do Leprechaun, breached his contract. And so Mark Jones actually gave him a exclusive thank you. And also, Warwick, big troublemaker in this apparently, because getting his visa to come over here and do it was not working out. So Dan Quayle expedited that, and he also...
How about that?
Yeah, so...
No joke.
Yeah, so...
Wow.
I guess Warwick was a really demanded guy for this, so...
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And Warwick, I guess, seems like a really cool guy. Apparently, at, Horror Fest, he's really into it. He quotes lines. He's
Oh, I love when people
jumping
do
up
that.
on the
I do too.
he's jumping up on the table and
That's
just
awesome.
like talking to people. Absolutely loves his job. That's what I hear at least.
I did read or saw a video or something that he doesn't want to do any more of the horror conventions for a while. He won't do the role of Leprechaun again for a while or anything like that because he has kids that are younger and he doesn't want to do this.
totally.
So it's pretty cool though. He just seems like an overall good person.
Oh, I think
He
so.
seems very, very nice. I would love to meet the guy. I really would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On that Warwick Davis trivia type thing, apparently he's in the diner, not in costume in that scene.
That's right.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I did not know that.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I knew that watching this movie, and I forgot to pause to look and try to find. I think he's in there with his wife, I believe.
Cool.
Yeah, they're both in there and without makeup.
What else? What else?
That's it, man.
That's it.
There we go.
And there it were.
They were tour. Isn't it weird though to see when films, because this film it doesn't feel old, but you get a sense that it's from
It's
another time.
it's close to being 30 years
Close
old.
to be 30 years old, but they make cell phone references in the movie, which is odd, right?
You mean portables?
Portable phone references.
Portable phones. Yeah. Yeah.
It was weird to me. The movie that's that old, it's like, God
Yeah.
damn.
And it also takes place in my hometown of Anywhere, North Dakota.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, population 1.
Yeah.
No. 2.
Population 2.
Little green guy. And he wants a spot of gold.
a spot of gold.
Yeah. That's it, man.
Yeah, get on your portables and your cod phones and your...
Yeah. Make sure you get
Sat phones.
Yeah, your sat phone, your satellites, or just if you need to page us, you can do that, and we'll give you the information.
Yeah.
Just get my beeper.
I mean, we're here for all of it. Faxes, carrier pigeons,
yeah, falcons.
2 cans on a string,
Three-Eye Ravens.
3-eyed ravens.
Is that
Another tribute to Max.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Oh yeah, because he was on the GOT.
Yeah.
You down with GOT?
Yeah, you know
You know
me.
me.
All right, cool. That's right. And you do know me. Yeah, I've known you for a while. That's cool. Anyways, guys, honestly, that about does it for us.
So tell us something.
Do you agree or disagree with us?
Did we miss something?
Is there something horror related that you would like to hear us cover?
Make sure and let us know. Like and subscribe on social media to keep in touch with us between episodes.
We look forward to hearing from you.
So listen up.
And remember,
Stay scary.
Get sex, 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 get sex. Are you sexy in affectionate? Sex, 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 sex. Get sex, get sex, get sex, get sex, get sex.